Hello and welcome to the Peterborough podcast. I'm Kev Lawrence and I've been presenting breakfast radio shows in the city since the late 1990s.
And I'm John Baker and I've been presenting and a journalist for not quite so long.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
been a while, but we are back.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of reasons why not. I mean, obviously busy summers and stuff. I was in Germany for quite a long time as well, following England. Also, there were elections, and as people know, I work at the council as well, so I was very wary about that. There is a pre-election period where you have to be careful about what you say. So we thought, let's wait until we're ready to come back, and it is now.
We were on a break.
Yeah.
And now we're back together. For each episode, for as long as it takes, John and I will talk about things that are going on in and around our city, from politics to posh. If it's in the news, we could be talking about it. We're always honest and relevant and positive, and we're not into holding people to account. We're not after hauling somebody over the coals. Although, having said that, who knows, maybe at some point or other we'll go down that road a little bit. But we like to stay positive, and we just like to be informative and, of course, completely local. It's all about Peterborough.
It is about Peterborough, and today we are going to be talking about the city centre, how things are changing, a lot of openings, the odd closure as well, things going on in Cathedral Square and around that as well. I went out for a walk with the police and our enforcement team the other day, so a little bit about that as well. And we have a lovely guest as well. Would you like to introduce our guest?
Shankari is her name. I met her just before the Christmas light switch on in Peterborough City Centre. We bumped into each other in a coffee shop, and she was asking me, can you help me spread the word a little bit about what I do? And I was like, yeah, sure. What do you do? Well, in a sentence, Shankari is I want to say life coach, but that perhaps doesn't really do it justice. So I just found her really interesting to talk to. So I thought you'd be a perfect podcast guest. And she was like, I'm in. So Shankari will be on as our guest a little bit later on. You did mention openings. I recall a podcast we did some months back when it was all doom and gloom because we were losing John Lewis and we were losing Marks and Spencer inside Queensgate. Things were closing down and it was a real sense of doom and gloom. And yet when we look around now, goodness me, there's so many positive stores opening, businesses opening, this is opening, and like we thought we'd sort of focus in on that a little bit.
Yeah, we did. Just some of the ones. I mean, the main one, I guess the major one is the Odeon opening in the past couple of weeks.
Odeon Lux.
Odeon Lux. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you know, as you know, I haven't been to a cinema in 15 years.
Yeah.
So
I went to a film recently, Odeon Lux, watched Wicked on the IMAX screen. Floor to ceiling, as wide as you could possibly imagine. And when you go to an IMAX screening, there are speakers everywhere.
Yeah.
Above you, left, right, but underneath you, behind you. You are truly immersed in the movie. Now, musicals aren't my genre. I'm not a massive fan of Wicked, but it was an incredible experience. And what a wonderful thing, not just for Queensgate, but for all of us to have this Odeon Lux open now.
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's something that the city has needed, something the city has been waiting for a long time. Also, in and around that, we now have to hope that all the retail areas and restaurant areas around there in Queensgate will be filled as well.
Yeah.
So there is speculation about several things that are opening. Obviously, we've got Put and Play just across from it as well, just near it.
You talk about Putt Stars?
It's called Put and Play.
Is it?
Apparently so. It's rebranded nationally.
Oh, okay.
Now I have been there recently. I went there with my daughter and beat her heavily in every game. No, I wouldn't.
Be honest.
No, because you can't mess around in these things, Kev. You know, the 10-year-old needs to be. Needs to have the law laid
Life
down
lesson.
to them.
You need to learn to lose.
Yeah, she did in brutal fashion. There's also wing stops, which may be coming to Queensgate as well. I say maybe because it's definitely coming to Peterborough, but it hasn't been revealed where it is yet. They're actually putting out the job applications for it as well, or people can apply for it. Wingstop, flavour is our everything, apparently.
So it's like a chicken shop, basically.
A chicken wing restaurant chain. There are more than 40 of them in the country, in high streets, retail parks and shopping centres, and it looks, according to the PT, that it could be on its way, flying to Peterborough as well. Now, you wanted to mention Taste of Thailand as well, did you not?
I thought you were going to mention that Danish homeware brand first.
Sauce Green Green, it's on the list.
You were
yeah.
deliberately allowing time for me to mention because it's a difficult one to pronounce. I'm going to go with Sostrena Grena.
Yeah.
Or are you going to go for
No, well,
Green?
I've got it. You see, you've got it written in a Scandinavian way. I've just got it, sort of bangers and mash, normal British Sostrene Green. But I don't know how it's pronounced.
I think it's Sostrena Grena, Danish homeware brand. I've been inside, looked. It was packed. In fact, the last 2 times I've been in, Sostrena Grena packed. It's a very, very beautiful store selling all sorts of things, especially in time for Christmas. Anyway, that's that. I mentioned the Odeon. Yes, of course. A Taste of Thailand. So you know where Taste of Thailand's opening up?
Yes, I do. But you will tell me more precisely. Isn't it where Pizza Parlour used to be?
Correct. So along Cowgate, you have 2 pizza restaurants right next door, Pizza Parlour and
Pizza
House.
I was going to say Pizza Hut then, and I thought
Ronaldo?
that's something completely different. No, ignore me.
The Pizza Parlour closed its doors, and in a nutshell, Dave Nightingale, that had the pub in Stanground, the Warpack, he brought in a beautiful young Thai chef called Chef Chudda, who is the most incredible cook in the whole wide world. I've eaten her food loads of times, and they had this little Taste of Thailand restaurant inside the Warpack pub. Couldn't get a table. It was very small inside the little area they had to eat, so they wanted to expand. And when Dave saw that what was the Pizza Parlour had closed, he inquired, got the keys Friday, opened up within 8 or 9 days.
Yeah.
I went and spoke to him. Got the keys Friday, I'm opening next Wednesday. So Wednesday, December 4th was the opening day of A Taste of Thailand, a authentic Thai restaurant in the heart of Peterborough City Centre along Cowgate. It's so great because all of the kitchen's open plan. There's about 54 seats inside this restaurant. It's a fairly small restaurant, but every single seat in the restaurant, you can see through to the open plan kitchen. So you can see Chef Chowder and all of the other people on their walks frying, food cooked to order. So if you love Thai food, A Taste of Thailand will be somewhere to try.
It's about time we had one in the city centre as well, a Thai restaurant. And of course we should mention as well.
Well, we've got the Brewery Tap and we've got East.
Yeah.
They both do Thai food.
They do Thai food, but
bespoke
this is specific
Thai restaurant,
isn't it?
You're absolutely right.
But you are right about those. And we should just say as well that also the shed, which is basically the engine shed, is also Dave's
it is Dave and Cass
work as well, which has been very popular indeed with the
Have been in there?
Staff.
I mean, whenever I've gone in, it's been packed.
Yeah, it has been packed. The food's amazing. So it is good that we have these things. We don't yet have any date on House of Fraser, which is the other big component.
I keep pushing Verity.
Yeah.
So Verity's the Queen's Gate Shopping Centre manager, and whenever I talk to her, every couple of weeks, when are we going to get news on House of Fraser? Everyone's pushing, and she's like, everyone's asking me that. It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming 100% in 2025.
Yeah, it is, and that will just bring a lot of it together. You can see I'm sitting here in a Coventry shirt. Coventry's football stadium owned by House of Fraser, by the Fraser Group as well. So just a little link there for the Cov. But overall, it does seem to be sort of positive, I will say. And there's lots of restaurants at the moment that probably people don't know about. You know where I went the other day for the first time, and that was 1498, the Spice Affair.
It's good in there.
My friends and I are doing a curry tour of Peterborough. So every couple of months ago, we're going to a different curry house, and we're going to every single one in Peterborough over the next year or two, 5 years. Don't know how long that's going to take. But it was time for 1498. I thought it was amazing, very unusual menu in terms of curry, because of course it's Portuguese, it's Portuguese style food. So one of us had shark, one of us had rabbit, things like that. It was very good, and again it was rammed. It was a Wednesday night, which I think is their special offer night, which was great. We've been to Tap and Tandor, Bombay Brasserie, Banyan True. We've got loads more to do. Gherkins over, loads more to go. We are
really good Indian restaurants.
We are.
So the guy who runs that place is a guy called Lloyd, and I've been in there and met him. And you're right, the Portuguese influence in the cooking. And he showed me around, and he got one of his chefs to cook a few dishes. What I liked about it was it's a twist on Indian food.
Yeah.
Goan experience, Portuguese experience. I had these lamb chops. Oh, they were so good.
Do you know what
so good.
I had so we all ordered our starters. and they brought them out, and mine was it was just a salad. I thought, hang on, I ordered something else. I ordered the what was it? Flaming what do you call it? Black pudding.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, okay, mine's going to be brought out separately, and it was literally flaming, and everyone in the restaurant stopped and looked around. I thought, oh God, John, what have you done? You've attracted such pretentious sort of. It just looked so, but it was great. It was great. It was just that it drew all the attention to me.
You ate flaming black pudding in a Goan Indian restaurant.
Yeah. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really nice. One of them.
Give me the prawns over the black pudding any day.
I eat. If prawns are forced my way, then I'll eat them as well. So yeah, all of these things, we do need to still think about the infrastructure of the city, what the city looks like. There are still issues, as we know, with crime, antisocial behaviour, shoplifting, things like that as well. I did a city centre walk around the other day with Sergeant Steve Rose, who's from the neighbourhood policing team for the city centre, also some of our enforcement officers as well at the council. Was a real eye-opener. I won't go into too much of what I saw. I did see quite a lot. One thing I did see was a lady who appeared to have learning difficulties, who was in great distress. And she was helped by a number of people, and had to be, because she was, in real trouble, bless her, and she couldn't communicate what the actual issue was. She was on her own at that point, and I think eventually she was helped. But what it did do was take a lot of people to help her. And I think these are the sort of hidden things that you never see police officers do. They get involved with sort of helping the community in that way. It's not direct crime. It's obviously not crime. But she was helped, but also people from Queensgate came out as security officers. Some of the enforcement team came out. So I think when I'm going to be writing a feature about this, and it's going to be appearing on the Peterborough City Council website. And when you read it, you will see, because that wasn't the only thing we saw as well. But it's one of those things that you don't realise that your police are actually doing. It's one of those hidden jobs, if you like. People don't see, they always say they don't see enough officers, bobbies on the beat, if you like. And that's one of many, many things that they do to help people.
And they should be applauded for that.
Yeah, they should be.
The Member of Parliament for Peterborough, Andrew Pakes for Labour, recently stood up in the House of Commons and talked about the city centre and how people want to feel safer. He talked about the work that's being done. He mentioned Peterborough Positive, the bid. Mm-hmm. And I think having a focus on it, having eyes on it, what can we do to make our city centre feel safer for everybody? Yeah. We've talked already about all of these new places opening. So it couldn't be, I think, a more appropriate time to talk about this. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that was interesting as well, just diverging slightly from that Sergeant Rose spoke about, was the phrase designing out. And I've not heard that before. And essentially what it means is that a lot of city centres now are designing out crime. In other words, the structures that they're putting in place are making it more difficult for crime to happen. And an example of that is in the station quarter plans. And I have seen some, there's a lot of hoops to go through until that starts happening. I've seen some of the initial ideas. And one of the things that they're going to try and get rid of or change or alter are the subways in and around the train station, because they were put there in 60s, 70s, etc. And they're dark and late at night. You do get antisocial behaviour and you do get crime. So if they can be designed out, in other words, not part of any plans that are coming up, that means that crime may be lessened in those areas. And I think that would be a great thing. It would be a great thing. People arriving in Peterborough and the first thing you see is graffiti or people urinating, whatever, down those subways. Not a great first impression. So if they can make it a lot more open plan, a lot more spacious, a lot more visible to the community, that might be something that reaps dividends in the future. Not just talking about travelling across and around the city centre, but also in terms of crime. There is going to be the ideas for new cafes, new pedestrian access areas, new squares in and around Station Quarter, linking to Borsch Boulevard, Cowgate, etc. That's one of the benefits will be that we might be able to eliminate that low-level crime.
Okay, that's one to come back to for sure. You've touched the surface on that. I look forward to reading your article about it.
Okay.
And I think the idea of thinking through exactly what Station Quarter is going to look and feel like, and making it feel joined up with the city centre couldn't be more important.